Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very extra special weekend episode, weekend bonus freebie. Do you ever find yourself laying awake at night wondering, like, what goes on behind that Downers Club paywall back there? What are they doing back there? Very curious, but I can't quite afford the $5, the cost of a super chat or a cup of coffee at Starbucks if you get a black, nothing in it coffee at Starbucks. What goes on for the $5 that I can't afford because I'm a tight ass? You're going to find out today. Here's a little sneak peek what we do behind the paywall. And after every single that's the old name. After every single news roast and Wednesday news roast, anti-news, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. The Wednesday episodes, we do the after party where we keep the party going and talk about some more spicy things going on in the world. And this week, after the episode that we did on Wednesday with Jack Casey, where we talked about the, hell getting a new lizard queen, we kept the party going and talked about some things that were, kind of importance at the moment, I'm pretty sure, and some shady things that are going on, QAnon killing people or something like that, people being brainwashed and murdering their families. I don't know, just some fun things that seems a little sus, and I don't know whatever. You'll hear all my explanation of what I think about these things here in this, but I do think it's important to, these articles could have been a main episode, and I would have been perfectly happy to talk about just them because they're of that much importance, I believe, to keep an eye on. So we're going to give you that today, and there's going to be ad reads. There's going to be normal stuff that you hear on a main episode here in the normie world where you don't have to pay for things. Behind the paywall in the Downers Club, you don't get those ads. You don't get those ad reads. You don't have to hear me talk about Jack Casey all day long or Asteros or whatever, Liberty Portraits or whoever's sponsoring. You don't get that. So you're going to get a sneak peek, but you still got to listen to the ad reads because you're a cheap ass. Today's show is sponsored by libertarian conspiratorial fantasy author Jack Casey. Whether you're looking for a 3-book fantasy sci-fi epic of love, death, and dystopian civil war like the Royal Green series, or just looking for a quick, dark, comedic, cultural commentary tale about a transsexual slayer of COVID regime vampires, like his latest book, WVW, Jack Casey Books will keep you adequately entertained and pondering the universe to your weird little heart's content. He's the Ayn Rand meets Stephanie Meyer meets somebody who actually writes entertaining books with his own unique little downer-esque flair. Find out more about Jack Casey Books at the aptly named jackcaseybooks.com. Once again, that is jackcaseybooks.com. That's what this is. Just give you guys a little bit of an idea of what that is and also get the word out about some articles that I think are, possibly crucial moving forward in our existence as a human species. I don't know. Maybe they aren't. Maybe I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist. Either way, we're going to do this. You're welcome. Thank you. And let's get weird.
The tragedy of our day is the climate of fear in which we live.
Talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapsing.
Ask the congressman to withdraw that comment and tell us that he didn't really mean that.
Half a stop before they do what I call nastiness.
I don't know what I said. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
The Bible commands that certain people be put to death.
These were possessing weapons of mass destruction. 9/11 attacks were carried out by Al-Qaeda.
Handle the truth.
I remember that with Massachusetts. We are still here!
We have to say yes to social justice.
No, it's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the after party, where the party is after what it used to be. And there's playing in my damn head again. I'm not crazy. There's links open everywhere. It's madness over here. I don't know what's happening. Welcome to the after party. It goes this smoothly every single time. So if you're new to the Downers Club, this is what you get, and I apologize for nothing. But we are back because The after party, it can be sloppier, it can be more bombastic, it can be more ridiculous because it's behind the paywall, and you paid good money for us to suck at our jobs. But speaking of us, us means me and the one and only, even darker than before, almost like a recasting, Jack Casey, everyone.
Hey everyone, I'm Black Casey now. So I see the after party. You have to pay money to see less of my face. Okay, so if my face before was annoying you,
yep,
you pay money to darker. Yeah, I look like I'm in a like I'm a whistleblower in a documentary. Like they say like I'm about to like expose Jack Casey or something.
Let me turn you down even more here.
He's
in witness protection here. Now tell us about the book, mystery person. Tell us about that book.
What the book is about? Voice filter, whatever that is.
Yep. So
there's actually just a bunch of tranny dick jokes. There's hardly any like real monster shit. It's just penises
barely even a story. Now, in which book does your protagonist in WVW detransition, triggering any support that you had at this point?
Just bait him in with yeah. Well, that's what was so fun of having like a trans woman, like one of the main characters. Like, I think because there's that like false dichotomy we've been presented, which is like, to have anything remotely gay or queer or trans, it has to be lefty. It has to be this. And then just to have characters who, and I think the funniest part is I wrote some of these characters because they were just in my head and I couldn't get them out. They just seemed like real people in my head. And that's usually how this works, is I feel like I've met them and I need to tell their story. And
so you had a tranny inside you that you were trying to get out? Is that what you're saying?
yeah. I had all these gay thoughts in my head. I had to put somewhere. And and so she, the character, it's like, what's cool is I then learned shortly after, like, kind of doing a little research, looking into this, that there are a ton of trans people who feel this way, who hate being boxed into the woke left shit. Right. I didn't even know who Blair White was. Really? Until after I wrote this character. And then I was like, oh, okay,
they would prefer that you don't know who Blair White is. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They're not fans because she's not on the team.
Yeah, exactly. And so like there's so many, pick your minority of the week, right? It's like there's so many people who don't fit into the lefty woke agenda box. They're so annoyed at what's being pushed. They're saying their own base shit. And I was like, I need characters who are like that, because I feel like, talk about representation, right? People get representation. Like, I think the super based countercultural minorities are not getting represented. And then of course, the most, picked on and lowly, increasing, minority is the straight white male. And so, I had to have
those white tears,
angry,
Jack.
an angry white male, iffy on the straight, but at least definitely the angry white male character to just go say all the fucked up shit. I'm pretty sure
your main protagonist is a white male, right?
Yeah. I mean, we have them all.
Dick,
we've got
right?
The black guy.
It has a dick.
We've got yeah, it's true. Exactly. Technically, there's really no women in this. No.
And the only woman that's in this is her main character, like characteristic about her is objectifying her boobs.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, listen, I'm going to do everything you're not supposed to. We have a woman, and all they talk about is how huge her tits are and how funny it is that she accidentally made her tits huge with a spell. To me, that's fucking hilarious. And I'm sure there's women out there who are like, that shit's hilarious. If that happened to me, I'd be making jokes about it all day.
Right.
Yeah. And so I've been thankful that pretty much at this point, everyone of every category who could and should have been offended, I've heard from, who has said, this is great. Keep going.
Nice.
You're doing fine. So that's awesome.
Right. I mean, there is an entire category of people who would be offended, and they come in all races, shapes, and colors. Mostly white women and men who act like white women. They're the ones who would most likely be offended by it. They don't read very much, so I don't think you have that much to worry about. You'll be okay.
Mm-hmm. And like we said before, good writers know how to do this stuff where it's not annoying, where you actually make your characters of minority status over actually cool and likable. You make them fucking interesting and relatable. And my trans woman, is calling people fags and stuff, and totally like not afraid to say the things that and of course
not afraid to say the things
dude
that got this video kicked off of Twitter for future listeners, or kicked off of YouTube for future listeners. Jack Casey will say those things.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I'll say them. Yeah, while being
a fag
live on air. Yeah.
Anyway, JackCaseyBooks.com, everyone. Go get the book.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah.
And I didn't mention it. We talked about it way too much already. But the book is like you alluded to it in your description. But for people that aren't familiar, it's like a lot of things happening in real life. Like it's something that people can relate to, even if you're not into like the fantasy stuff. Because I'm really not that much into fantasy things. I'll never read The Royal Green. I'll be completely honest with you. But like with this, it's like you've got so many clear parallels, but it's not like parallels between this fantasy world and the reality, and stuff that everybody can relate to, atrocities that everybody can relate to at this point, and some funny things that everybody can relate to because they're maybe even some inside jokes and stuff like that. It's good, and I enjoy the little nuggets there for sure.
Thank you, man. I'm so glad that at least if you and a few others are the only ones reading it, one day that we're having fun. And I think anyone else in our circles who picks this up, people who watch the show, people who are kind of in the comedic kind of offensive, funny libertarian world are gonna get a fucking kick out of it. I think what I want to do is give voice to those of us. Yeah, exactly. I found my people, and I wrote the other stuff kind of as its own thing as I was going through my own life journeys, and this is something I have to write specifically to go, hey, I know my audience, I know what makes me laugh and us laugh. I'm gonna write it, and bolster the troops a bit, and be the bard playing his harp to boost your stat points or whatever. Yeah. And then for others who maybe pick it up, maybe some people are looking for a werewolf vampire thing, or maybe some people are looking for some gay ass book, and then they come across it and they're like, oh shit, this has topical themes, or oh wow, yeah, hey look, this is kind of like real life because the world is run by monsters and all that. So there's potential for growth there.
There is potential for growth. I experienced some of that growth in the bubble bath, but and let me tell you, there was a lot of potential now, there.
But they still...
You would think so.
I was at work and I was just cracking up while you're texting me, like the play-by-play as you're starting to read and be like, oh shit, okay, he's going all in. Look at this. Look what he's doing.
Yes, it just so happened. Yeah. I was like, man, I'm exhausted. I was like, I'll just go lay in bed and read Jack Casey's book or something. I was like, now if I did it in a bubble bath, it would not only be delightful, but it would also afford us the ability to share this story on the podcast in the future. So it worked out.
It's authentic now. It happened. I can confirm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Please don't share the pictures that I sent you. They are they're between us.
I needed pics or it didn't happen, right? We need proof.
It's like we should make like one of your promo pics is me in a bubble bath holding it.
Absolutely. I'll know I've made it if we get Blair White in a bubble bath holding it and reading
Even better than I don't have to do it. Yes.
That would be great. But I'll settle for you. Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. Now, fuck your book. Let's talk about some news. Some things are very important that, like, I know as important as you all definitely think WVW2 is. Wink, wink.
Oh yeah.
I think that this might be even more important. And we're going to start with the good news this time. The good news is, look at that cute little raccoon there. You see that cute little raccoon there, Jack? You see that?
Oh, yeah.
Now, someone took a captive pet raccoon into a bar in Maddock, North Dakota. So they took this cute little raccoon to a bar. Isn't that adorable? Isn't that adorable?
That's fucking cute.
If you were at a bar, yes, if you were at a bar and somebody showed up with their pet raccoon, you'd be like, I love this person, and they would probably like my book because they're fucking weird. The problem, though, with this is that, government problems like raccoons in bars require government solutions. So, all of North Dakota got rabies warnings immediately after the pet raccoon just went out chilling on the town. All of North Dakota is at risk now of getting rabies because a pet. They say pet. It's not just they took a random ass raccoon off the street. Some guy got drunk off his ass and was like, look what I found in the dumpster. Oh, this is their pet. I would imagine that the pet raccoon would have rabies shots or something, I would think, but I guess I don't know what happens in North Dakota. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Lockdowns next? How do we stop the rabies spread?
I mean, to be fair, I guess there's only like 8 people in North Dakota apparently, so maybe that's like why. But yeah, no. But to declare, it's almost as insane as declaring an entire, country lockdown for some.
Right. When they say all of North Dakota,
Chinese virus or whatever.
When they say all of North Dakota got the warning, that means the doctor who was sitting over in the corner at the bar was like, "Hey, everyone, careful!
Hey,
there's
guys,
rabies. There's rabies in here."
Announcement. Cling, 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 cling. Hang on, I got an announcement, y'all.
Attention, all of North Dakota. We got a problem here. Anyway, I just thought that was just. It starts
so
out
random
adorable,
and hilarious, and yeah,
it's like, really.
I'm glad the raccoon's okay. I thought this was going to be the raccoon got shot or
I'll be honest, I didn't read the whole thing. It's probably dead now.
Oh shit!
It's probably dead.
Damn it.
Yep, they probably put it in one of Cuomo's nursing homes to
yeah.
keep it safe during its quarantine. Gave all the old ladies rabies, and that's how we cured cancer.
I'm kind of surprised it wasn't a monkeypox warning, honestly. But yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if it was shot. I mean, raccoons can
said
look
North
like
Dakota,
dogs.
not Alabama. Jeez.
Yeah. Okay. Good old gay ass Alabama.
You know. Good old closeted Alabama. If no state is in that much denial without being a little,
Yeah, they protest a little too much, just like the lizard people from before. They're like, definitely not a lizard. It's like, yeah.
They're so not gay. They protest it like they don't just protest too much, but they go full spec. Like, I'm so not gay. I'll fuck my sister. What are you talking about, faggot?
I'll fuck any woman that moves, including this family.
See there?
Yeah, no. See, I'm so comfortable with my straightness that I will literally write gay shit into my books just to prove.
Right.
Wait, maybe I've done the same thing. Shit.
Right.
Damn it. Hold on.
Anyway, most of these articles are not going to have any smooth transitions because they're just some other things, and they are very important. Though, don't be thrown off the scent. I know we sometimes talk about unimportant things like Jack Casey's book and raccoons and bars and North Dakota, but sometimes we talk about the really important things. And it's official. This comes from ny.chalkbeat.org. And I mean, this sounds like a build-up to a joke. This is kind of important and something that we should be paying attention to. It's official. New York's prospective teachers will no longer have to pass controversial literacy exam. Your teachers that are teaching kids how to be literate do not have to pass literacy exams because it's controversial. It's controversial to be smart. If you're smart, I mean, that's really a white privilege thing, I guess. I mean, that's the only way I can make any sense of this absolute nonsense here, is that being smart is a white person thing. Obviously, I don't agree with that. Just saying. But that seems to be what they're going for here.
Reading is racist.
Oh, shit.
Look,
now I'm realizing that this was posted in 2017. So this is old news. Your teachers have been dumb for a long time. That's the story here.
Listen,
they stopped this a long time ago.
It's 5 years of this. Yeah, it's just been downhill for 5 years straight. That makes a lot of sense. That's why New York can't figure out, how to not suck. So that makes sense. Well, kids, there's dangerous books out there that kids can get a hold of and start reading. They just want common sense, book control.
Yeah. Obviously.
They could be reading about, trannies, slaying monsters and stuff, and suddenly they, I guess they'd want that. They could read about, angry white dudes who make fun of trannies to their face.
So many options.
While also being their friend.
JackCaseyBooks.com, everyone. Now, this says, we'll read a little bit of this, even though it's old. It doesn't matter. It's probably more important. But let's see. I guess we got to get a little bit of understanding of this. You know what? I don't really care. This is old. The issue
we can't read. We went to New York school.
How the hell am I supposed to know what this says? I can't read this shit. The quote, the issue is not that literacy is not important. Literacy is everything, said Regent Kathleen Cashin, who chairs the board's Committee on Higher Education. It's just that if you have a flawed test, does that raise standards or does that lower standards? So fix the test.
Yeah.
What do you mean a flawed test? Isn't it just teaching people how to read or testing whether or not they can read? Isn't that... I don't know. I guess that's racist. Yeah, whatever. That's enough on this. Do you have any other thoughts on this before we move on to something even less interesting, Jack Casey? Like JackCaseyBooks.com?
Yeah, no, just that, if you want to show your support for racism, keep reading. That's apparently what that is now.
And what should they read to keep supporting racism?
I'll think of something, I'm sure. Yeah. No, that's it. They want us unquestioning and illiterate, and you can almost make an analogy that it's as though they want us to be, I don't know, like slaves on a plantation and unable to know about things and unable to escape. And here we are trying to say free slaves from the plantation and say, hey, maybe you actually can think for yourself and you actually are smart and you actually are, a human being with rights and freedoms. And you don't have to stay on this, this
Imagine
thing.
if somebody made the argument.
They call us the racists, so.
Right. Imagine if somebody made the argument that the plantation owner from back in the day teaching his slaves to read was condescending and racist.
Right.
What?
Exactly.
What?
I know. You. It's like once you see through all these things, it's like, oh yeah, no, they've just extended that concept to everyone now. It's like
right.
You're all gonna pay. You're gonna labor and give us the fruits of your labor. We want you to not know what's going on in the world. We want you to not know where the exits are. We want you to feel like you can't ever escape. We want you to blah, blah. And here we come, us liberty abolitionists, to, say, hey, man, there's a fucking better life out here. We can all build it together.
Have you tried being white?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the Coke thing where they're like, on the cocaine, be less white. It's like, I don't know how. I tan or I put some, bronzer on, and you say I'm in blackface. I mean, I can't win here.
Exactly.
The good Lord didn't bless us gingers with like the ability to do anything other than be destroyed by nature whenever we walk out into it. So you get white. I got brown spots. Does that count, or is that? I don't know what's racist anymore. I'm pretty sure everything is.
Yeah.
It's racist.
Yeah, at this point, we just have to own it and wear it and be like, yeah, no, I guess I am. Yeah, I guess that's what that is then.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Not that we actually are, but just own the labels, very sarcastically,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes, yes.
Yeah, like if somebody called you a QAnon conspiracy theorist, you might say, fuck you. But For some reason, like I mentioned, QAnon is back in the news, and it's not just like things on Reddit or the evil white supremacy or whatever they try to say QAnon has always been. For me personally, it's a fucking psyop, and the government is playing a part in it. The end.
Yep.
But they're still using it. It's still of value to them because QAnon rabbit hole led father to shoot daughter, kill wife. Family member says, "Holy shit!" Hold on.
It's fake news. It's fake. Everybody knows it.
I was looking for that. My bad. Okay, so
I mean, that works too, I guess, if that's what they're going for. This QAnon Nazi fag killed his family.
It's impressive. Like, I'm not saying this is fake necessarily. There are people who don't use discernment and conspiracy theory shit. There are people who go down the rabbit hole and go off the deep end and can't decipher between what's real and what's not real. But this story literally doesn't make any sense to me, and we're gonna read a little bit of it. But it's very sus, let's say that. And very convenient for people who want to bring QAnon back in as the new, MAGA Republicans isn't quite working, so bring that back in as the new branding. And this just happened, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. So this isn't as old as your teachers being dumb. This is just yesterday. The youngest daughter of a man who shot her... Oh, this is the greatest opener ever. As an author, Jack Casey, tell me how you feel about this first paragraph. The youngest daughter of a man who shot her sister and killed his wife attributed her father's violence to years of reading QAnon extremism online. Do you know who shot who?
This feels like a word puzzle. It's a mystery novel, actually. You have to solve what the fuck it's saying.
Here's a list of some words that are clues to who shot who. Like the youngest daughter of a man who shot her sister and killed his wife attributed her father's violence to years of reading QAnon. Like, who is the main character in this paragraph here? Give me some names to work with or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
Becca Lannis, 21, of Walled Lake, Michigan, told WXYZ, which I guess is a news organization.
Oh, okay.
Or a TV station.
This is a weird,
or something?
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was a wardrobe malfunction or something. All right. Okay.
It could be. Told WXYZ that her father, Igor Lannis, 53, became a different person after 2020 when former President Donald Trump lost the presidential election. Quote, "My dad started going down the QAnon rabbit hole," Rebecca wrote in a post on Reddit, subreddit, whatever. QAnon Casualties is the name of the subreddit, which sounds interesting, and now I want to go read some. But the post was made anonymously, but Reddit moderators later verified her identity, which I'm not sure how you do that on an anonymous posting thing, but maybe they have magic.
They fact-checked.
That's it. Those fact checkers, those pesky fact checkers.
Those Facebook fast checkers, they fact checked her. Yeah,
I would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for those dang fact checkers. QAnon is a collection of right-wing internet conspiracy theories that falsely claim that the world is run by a secret group that plotted against Donald Trump, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. Which you could have just left out the ending. You could have just said it is that. It's just that's your source. You went to the Southern Poverty Law Center for their definition of QAnon. Thank you.
Yes, of
Thank
course
you for that
it was
source.
them. Yeah.
Yes. Rebecca Lana said in the Reddit post that her dad, quote, kept reading conspiracy theories about the stolen election, Trump vaccines, etc. It kept getting worse. So her dad is just falling apart until one day. She said her father's mental health worsened as he read the online extremism, QAnon right-wing extremism, she told WXYZ.
That is a sentence.
Right.
That's a weird way. You read the online extremism, QAnon right-wing extremism.
Yes, yes. Online extremism, QAnon right-wing extremism. Yes, they're great writers over there at Miami Herald. So then my Q dad... Sorry. That's how he identified. He was Q Dad. Then my Q Dad snapped. She posted on Reddit, "The internet ruined him." And by snapped, she means he went batshit crazy and just murdered his whole family except for her. He kept one person alive. I don't know. Maybe he didn't realize that his daughter was staying the night at a friend's house if he was trying to carry out, like, I don't know. Something seems off about this. He shot the one daughter, and he shot the wife of, like, many years. And one of the daughters, then he got shot by the cops, and then one of the daughters remained so that she could tell the story of, it's because of the QAnon stuff, folks. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that it is fake necessarily. It just seems a little off, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, I'm already at the point of like, okay, so what? Did they raid this guy, shot his family, and then we're like, oh, we've got him. Why don't we just say he shot them and cover our ass?
Yeah.
And make him look crazier and blah, blah. Yeah, and here's the thing. You talk to anyone who does believe in QAnon stuff, at no point are they like, and here's what Trump needs us to do: murder our family. It's like, what? No. At no point would that be part of, like, what? Like, guys, Trump has this secret message like, all right, here's what I need you to do. It's going to be very difficult, but trust me, it's going to make sense later. I need you to murder your own family. Like, what? What is...
Okay,
no.
Step 1, go vote. Step 2, say it was fraud. Step 3, murder your family. Step 4, I'll be president. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
All we need are sacrifices.
Like, who are they kidding? Like, go on.
I mean, that's about, well, actually, no, I think there's a little bit more. Her 56-year-old mother, who Rebecca identified as Tina Lannis to the Detroit News, died on the scene. Per the release, Rebecca Lannis said she was at a friend's house during the incident. I had a really close bond with my mom, and I can't believe she's not here. It seems very short and sweet about your mother that was just murdered, but okay. Continued quote, right-wing extremism is not funny, she told Detroit News, and people need to watch their relatives. If they have guns, they need to hide them or report them or something, because this is out of control. Law enforcement did not respond.
Oh, you bitch. You dumb bitch. All right, listen.
Like, they talk about people. They talk about whenever there's a tragedy, people come out and use it for a political gain. Really, you're telling me that this girl was at a friend's house and her family was slaughtered, and her first thought is, we need more gun control, folks.
Yeah.
Like,
this.
Holy shit.
This glows more than my background right now. This story's looking a little sandy, if you know what I'm saying. I think they could use a little power rinse to get some of that sand off of there.
So sandy, Anakin Skywalker would hate it.
Yeah, let's just... That's what we'll call shit out now. We'll just be like, I bet Anakin would hate this story.
Right.
Vader's coming for this bitch.
Yeah.
That's like multiple level jokes that I can't wait for people to catch up with.
It's like level up autism right there.
This is like
when your code
Inception
is also an inside joke.
This is Inception levels of retarded. And I love it. This is like I said, they're kind of bad at this. I feel like they're getting, like, it's so, I mean, I don't know. Is it just obvious to us because we're like that weird spectrum between genius and retarded where we see through all this shit and we pierce the veil and we're like super smart but also dumb enough to, I don't know. It's like whatever they put in the water didn't work on us because maybe we were like eating dirt or something. I don't know what happened.
It's very possible. Yeah, we were. There's a part of me that's like, maybe it's just beautiful irony that the potions, the spells, maybe gave people spectrum-y behavior. You see where I'm going with this? And then those spectrum-y people, little did the government predict this one. They grew up and they started an army of autistic people that are like, hell yeah, we're going all in on this stuff. Like, we might be crazy,
I am what
but
you
you
made me.
Exactly.
Yeah, fucking Obi-Wan. Yeah, no, we're the fucking I love it. Right? It's so poetic if that's the case that basically we're we're the experimented turning on our experimenters.
Right.
And now we have
Frankenstein's
superpowers.
monster. Yes.
And now we have natural abilities to fight back with. And yes, it may well be that the autism and our sometimes like awkward aversion to eye contact, maybe that's protecting us from like the lizard hypno eyes
mind
spell
control,
or
yes.
something, you know, like
Obviously.
maybe that's like a defense mechanism to avert or whatever other weird
That's
things we
evolution.
got.
That's evolution, brother. We have evolved to even defend ourselves against our own kind, which is nice. But we're gonna
Yes.
let's talk a little bit more about Queen news, actually. Anarcho Zero, what's up?
Latifah or
Nope.
oh, different
Actually.
Queen. Okay.
Yes, Dairy Queen, actually. So, an armed man. This is another story that just came out today or yesterday. One of the two. Let me see. Yesterday.
Oh shit! You
This
weren't
one was
kidding.
yesterday. No, I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. This was just trending this morning. An armed man in a rainbow wig at Dairy Queen seeks to name Trump President King, cop says. So this guy, we don't have pictures yet, to my knowledge, strolls into a Dairy Queen with a loaded handgun. The man was initially seen driving erratically along the highway in Delmont on Saturday, September 10th, prompting another driver to call 911. Delmont police said in a news release. He pulled into Dairy Queen and got out wearing a yellow safety vest and rainbow wig with a gun in his hand, authorities said. So, set the stage. Dairy Queen. This guy was driving around. I don't know why none of the cops really were able to pull him over or anything or stop him when he was driving erratically, but somebody called 911 on him. He shows up to Dairy Queen, gets out in a yellow reflective vest and a brightly colored rainbow wig. He walks into the store and flails around, I guess. An officer arrived and found several people inside the restaurant, the release said. As the man exited the restaurant, the officers took him into custody. The man told officials, and here's where it gets really interesting. The man told officials he was undercover. What kind of undercover do you have in a very reflective vest, brightly colored wig? I'm not sure how that's undercover, but he was undercover working to restore Donald Trump to President King of the United States, the release said. He told the officers he was armed to, quote, kill Democrats and liberals and protect himself from drug traffickers.
Man,
Anything seem weird about this to you?
I don't think Anakin approves of this one. No, I think he's yeah. No,
Yeah.
this it's like, and it's not that this couldn't happen. It's just like
It's just what?
It serves their agenda. It's what?
It's just what the dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he's clearly out of his mind one way or another. I would probably tend toward MK, either completely made up or MK Ultra or something.
Right,
this dude was
he's
broken.
legit being fucked with, and he believes what he's saying, or it's just more fakery to it serves their agenda too perfectly to be like, look at these crazy Trump people gonna murder, and as crazy as the Trump fanatics can get, they're kind of they always seem like they're not murdery towards this. At least everything I hear is about I don't know. It seems so off from this characterization of what these people want versus what they seem to actually want.
It's like
which
most
is just,
Donald Trump supporters and MAGA Republicans and even QAnon supporters are like fucking boomers that are just like, we hate Joe Biden, and they're still great. I'm glad you hate Joe Biden. It's really, really weird that you think Donald Trump's the savior to all or whatever. But it's like they're not. They're just, most QAnon believers, I feel like, are just people that go to work, come home, turn on the news and cuss at CNN, and then go back to work and come home and cuss at the news and at CNN. I don't know. It seems very odd. It's not that it seems very odd. This is a very odd case. And even if it is what they say, they don't really say why or what. I mean, obviously, this is because he's a Trump supporter that he would want to slaughter a bunch of. And he didn't do anything. He went in he was menacing, but he didn't shoot anybody. He just went in, and then he said, my goal was to kill Democrats in a Dairy Queen. Why didn't you?
You know, and that does actually add credibility that no one died. Because I feel like if the feds did this, they would just they ain't got no problem killing people.
Right.
You know,
they're more murderous than the craziest motherfuckers.
I don't. Yeah, I almost think like, oh, maybe this guy they just seized on opportunity. Who knows? But or he was supposed to kill people and then chickened out, and they're like, damn it, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anarcho Zero says that story seems a lot like the story about the guy arrested who was going to assassinate Fauci. Yeah, there's a lot of these going around lately. It seems like where people just are losing their minds. And
listen,
in fairness,
we wish a mother would, but no, not really. Honestly, look, here's my offer.
JackCaseyBooks.com, everyone.
Where I channel all my darkest fantasies and hopes and dreams. You know, seriously though, like all we want for these people is just leave us the fuck alone.
Right.
Like we just need you out of power and not control. Like if they made a plea deal, let's say in this fictional story I'm writing, the monsters were rounded up and they had a choice. It'd be like, look, just go away. Just go away. Leave us alone. You can live if you just stop. Yeah. Just like, seriously, I don't even know if I need, you know, it's like, the point is just stop. Oh my God, it's just be no longer a threat.
I don't know if I agree.
It's like,
I mean, somebody who's like, killed people and raped children, it's hard to be like, oh, yeah, we'll give you a pass. Just don't rape any more kids. No, clean slate.
No. Yeah. let me correct myself here. Yes. There are some maybe at lower levels that, I don't know. You could almost see like, I don't know. What should I say here?
Anarcho Zero says, but what if they won't go away?
Which
is where we're currently at. You are here, sir.
the phrase I use in my books is learn before you burn. It's if you want to turn and run and drop your weapons, great. I mean, I believe in an option and exit, because the only thing I'll say is that if we give them nothing, maybe they'll fight harder to keep enslaving us. I don't know. No, I'm with you. Fuck them. I just think honestly, there's inside me there are two wolves. One is saying people can we can extend some kind of deal if it makes them go away, but then another part of me is like, no, that's not going to happen, is it? It's really not. It's going to not end well. I don't know, man.
No.
You know, and again with things like, you know, peaceful divorce and national divorce, like I do have these high hopes that we can just like free a bunch of slaves, right? It's like, I don't know if we have to go kill the masters if we can just get off the plantation and get away from them and go live in our free society, and then just keep freeing as many as we can from that system. You know, I mean, just the ability to exit their system is the most important thing. But
I would settle for that. Sure.
Yeah.
I guess.
But no, God is going to fuck up some people, I'm sure. Whether it's by our hands or someone else's, I don't know.
It's by Jack Casey's hand. No, it's by the Queen of England's hands.
That's right. Her lizard claws around the necks.
We live in a new age, and it's time for us to upgrade our tinfoil hats. Operation Tinfoil is a freedom-focused small business and trusted sponsor of this show. Their super comfortable new line of beanies and baseball caps will not only crown your skull in style, but each of these dome defenders is lined with a silver mesh that blocks up to 99% of EMF radiation from cell phone towers, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and yes, even 5G. We don't know what EMF radiation does to the brain long term, but neither do they, so don't be their guinea pig and don't wait around to find out. Get your stylish tinfoil hat of the future today at gettinfoil.com. Use the promo code SYSTEM for $10 off your order. Again, that's gettinfoil.com. Use the promo code SYSTEM for $10 off your order. Have you guys heard of Matt Miller? He's not only the guy who paints those amazing portraits of all your favorite heroes in the Liberty Movement and in pop culture, but he's also now an official sponsor of this show. From Murray Rothbard to Ron Paul, Dr. Robert Malone to Darth Maul, Matt Miller's Liberty Portraits has something fun for everyone to spice up your home or office and showcase your heroes. Go check out his incredible work at libertyportraits.com. Grab a print to impress your friends, hire him for a custom portrait, or bring him out to a festival to capture your event in real life in a beautiful and unique way. To find out more, just head over to libertyportraits.com. Once again, that is libertyportraits.com. Did you hear about Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy? Did you hear what happened to him this morning?
Oh.
Or yesterday? Or sometime?
What happened here?
Oh, just, Fed boys gonna fed him. Necessarily. Well, he might be. I don't fucking know what to believe anymore. But, there's been a lot of FBI stuff going around, subpoenaing 30 or 40, raiding different Republicans' houses, people in positions of power and stuff like that. Mike Lindell just, he was at Hardee's, and he was in the drive-thru, and the FBI surrounded him in the Hardee's drive-thru, and here's what happened.
In order not to be out today, the FBI, you're going to hear this, and you're probably already hearing it in the news, the FBI came after me and took my phone. They surrounded me at a Hardee's and took my phone that I run all my business, everything with. They could have just, what they've done is weaponize the FBI. It's disgusting. I don't have a computer. Everything I do have that phone, everything was on there. And they told me not to tell anybody. Here's an order don't tell anybody. Okay, I won't. Well, I am. So, there you go.
So,
Base.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah, what the hell is going on? I don't like to be fear-mongery, alarmist, or anything, and I'm not a Republican, but when you're watching the FBI round up political opponents, one after the other, you don't have to be a Trump supporter to realize that 30 people getting raided and getting their phones taken away, this is being used as a political tool. These are Nazi tactics at this point, legitimately. This is the state working to stop political rivals.
Yeah.
What's the next step in this? If we allow this, and if Donald Trump, let's say, becomes the president in 2024, what do you think he's going to do with this precedent that you have set? Why do you think that this will benefit you in any way? Why do you think that? How little do people think of the general population that you can just keep digging, keep coming up with nothing, but just keep raiding people's homes that you disagree with politically? And do you think that's? I don't know. I said this on last week's episode. I hate to say this, but if there's anything that is pushing me toward voting for Donald Trump, it's this shit. This is not helping.
Right?
I don't have any intention of it.
If he is on, if this is all a game they're playing, then it would make sense that
right.
My ominous lighting's gone. But you're right, because that's what this is achieving, is making us go, okay, well, these are the people you want people to hate, but it's making us sympathize with them because of your targeting of them. You're
right.
creating the opposite. The state is its own worst enemy, and the state is so paranoid. Us conspiracy people get called paranoid for observing fucking reality.
Right.
But government is the most paranoid, hyperventilating, insecure system, because it's constantly having to be worried about being overthrown because it has a guilty conscience. I think it knows that people might want to overthrow these systems because they suck and they have reason to think that. And so
what if the people start realizing we're really bad at our jobs that they're paying us a lot of money forcibly to do?
Yeah, I think the idea of a house of cards, or they collapse in on themselves because of their own paranoia and delusions and insecurity, because deep down they know, they know that they suck, and hold on, I'm playing light games here. It's
all right. But yeah, you mentioned the idea that I usually go back to, kind of what I hold two brains. One where I'm I think I think that they are attacking Donald Trump and not giving him a fair shake, and all of this is really dangerous. I think it is really dangerous, whether or not it's that, or whether it's that or this. My other brain thinks, if you wanted to divide and conquer, which is a war strategy from before you were born, divide and conquer the people, get them to stop focusing on the big banks, get them to stop focusing on the things that matter, get them to stop focusing on the powers that be. You make them focus on each other, you make them focus on race, you make them focus on that stuff, and then you go from suave Barack Obama, who discreetly murdered U.S. civilians, drone striked U.S. citizens without trial or anything, obviously. You go from that guy who's secretly a monster, and everybody's like, oh, he's just this really nice, happy black man, family guy and everything. From that to Donald Trump, who is still like family man, guy, whatever, but he's brash and whatever, and he gets all the wrong people into it. And then you bring in the old regime, like he's fighting the regime of whatever, the system, and then we bring in the system to demonize everybody that voted for that guy. Like, I'm not saying that it is orchestrated necessarily. It could be, and I think it probably is. But even if it isn't, it's working really well in their favor in that way of making us focus on all the wrong things and making people that are for liberty get sucked into things like QAnon or get sucked into MAGA stuff, of being like, well, we're scared of that person now. Like they were scared of Donald Trump, so they voted for Joe Biden. Now we have to be scared of Joe Biden and vote for Donald Trump. Either way, you lose. No matter what happens, we lose. Like Donald Trump, they're going to keep trying to pretend to arrest him or whatever, and he's never going to be arrested, most likely. I don't know. I could be wrong. Most likely he's never going to be arrested, but when January 6th went down and all those people went to jail, whatever, solitary confinement, Donald Trump didn't say a fucking word about him. He didn't care. He let them go. Yeah. Like, you go to jail. Donald Trump doesn't go to jail. Joe Biden doesn't go to jail. Hunter Biden doesn't go to jail. These are the elites. They are above, and they are having a party right now and lying to your face to keep you afraid while the entire thing collapses around them. And that's a very black-pilled take, but what are your thoughts?
No, but you're right. Seriously. It's like, I think that's why I agree. It's like it seems like a way to like redirect the fact that they're so loud about Trump and QAnon, but they're quieter about, say, like libertarians and stuff, because they will fight actual like anti-system people in much quieter ways, where like, even with the party stuff, like the ballot access and the things they do to like, it shows that like they're actually afraid of us, which is why for the most part they try not to talk about us, because it's almost like they just ignore. And as we see every now and then, they do try to draw attention to us and make fun of us or do something. But like, it's almost like, because they're so loud about, oh, look at Trump, watch out for Trump. It's like, I agree. It makes me suspicious that maybe that's right, not the real opposition, because I think it's us they know would actually get in there and actually start changing things and actually be a threat to their ideas, honestly. And even if we're not in office, just the stuff we talk about is a real threat to how, it makes people think differently about how the world should be. It makes people
danger to their species.
Yes, exactly. Listen, we are human supremacists, and we are not ashamed of it. We believe in human supremacy.
How dare you? Maybe that's why PETA is such a big movement. It's to protect all the lizards.
Yeah. But no, honestly, it's the same tactic as we've seen with fucking Flat Earth, man. They always bring up and talk about Flat Earth society. Yeah. And it's the same tactic where they're like, oh, look at these crazy Flat Earthers. Look at Flat Earth society. And any Flat Earther who knows their shit knows that Flat Earth society is fake as fuck, right. and specifically will plant, dumb
That's
ideas.
Like Flat Earth 101. The first thing you'll learn from a Flat Earther is don't listen to those guys, because we don't know them. They are not us. And it's really strange that they keep, going against everything all the evidence that we're putting out there for our theory. It goes the opposite direction.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's you can see where it's like, okay, yeah, that's an easy game to play. And with any conspiracy, I'm sure, all these false flags are,
Yeah, fuck them. Anyway.
But I'm with you too. Sometimes I have this hope that like, but maybe there is real opposition. Maybe some of the stuff, I mean, heck, even all the creepy, pedo stuff had turned out to be more true than we wanted to believe. And yeah, they hijack and control things and do control that. But maybe the spirit of what people are trying to find with the Trump QAnon stuff, like maybe that's good, that they're accidentally awakening that instinct, which then could lead them to us and what we're about, and make them go, oh, okay, here's the people who really want to fight the system.
Yeah, if it is a controlled op, the whole like, if Donald Trump is a controlled op, or Donald Trump is an inside job, or what have you, like he's just playing the WWF like opposition, basically he's playing the heel. If that is true, they're playing a dangerous game for their own. They're playing high stakes bets here, where they're like, let's get them interested in conspiracy theory stuff and lead them in the wrong direction. Like, psyops can be risky, because I do think that there's some good takeaway from COVID and from QAnon and everything. It did. The silver lining is that it made some of these boomer folks be like, oh, the whole thing is bullshit. Like, at the very least, you've opened the door for them to realize that the system is full of shit. Now, where they land after that is a different question, and hopefully they keep going once they realize that Donald Trump is not coming to save them. But yeah.
Yeah, like they licked the red pill and they got a taste for it, and we can, shove it a little further and poke it. Blowback's a bitch. I think we are witnessing the CIA does not learn that their attempts to control things backfire and they lose control, and that's good for us. So maybe, you know what, CIA, good job. Keep up the good work. We really appreciate you. We see what you're doing for the Liberty movement, and how you're. That's me covering the camera as they watch them. No, I was just closing the call. They're doing us a solid, and we appreciate that. You guys suck in the best ways.
Yep. Now, let's go back to the world where, assuming that Donald Trump is against the establishment and he's getting an unfair shake, I know that that's a strange segue after we just said all that, but this last story, I think,
just in case,
like, whether or not he's a psyop or whatever, it doesn't make the media any more or less irrational, and they are pretty high on the irrational level. Donald Trump, did you hear about his surprise visit to D.C. this week?
No, what happened here?
So Donald Trump shows up in D.C. wearing golf shoes, a casual golf polo shirt, not his normal business attire. So he's not there for business, but he didn't have any golf clubs with him. So the only logical conclusion that could be made is that Donald Trump is getting arrested.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, obviously. Why else would he go somewhere in casual attire? It makes perfect sense.
Was it like an orange golf suit? What does this mean?
Nope.
Golf clothes?
Nope. He's just wearing a golf clothes.
Oh, man.
There. Look at that shit. You telling me that guy's not about to get arrested? Look at that. That's some really compelling evidence right there.
Wow.
Now, all you need to know about this is that it does not matter at all. But what I find hilarious about it is that as soon as this came out, it was like, oh, Donald Trump's not wearing his normal clothes, so he's getting arrested. Like, these people are conspiracy theorists to the nth degree. These people, if you really know what's happening in the world, these people are crazier than us, okay? We're crazy, but these people literally just go with anything that plops down in front of them. Like, it's almost like baiting them. It's almost like if you thought Donald Trump was this genius that QAnon people believe, where he's playing this 4D chess. This was a great one. He just showed up in D.C. It's like, oh, why is he in D.C.? Oh, he's not wearing his suit? Okay. So, Salon reports something weird is going on. Speculation swirls as Trump abruptly flies to D.C. still in golf shoes.
What's the shoes? Why is everyone freaking out?
And
Look, I'm more worried if anyone's wearing red shoes, okay? That's what I'm more concerned by.
Yes.
If you know, you know.
I don't know. What do you mean?
That's a whole thing with the rabbit hole down the old is
yeah.
the red shoes thing. Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
it's fucked up. Anyway,
Yeah. A story for another time, kids.
story
so
for the time. Yeah, we'll work that in the next one, next book.
So I was just looking for the different ways that they reported on this just in the headline. Donald Trump. I typed in Donald Trump DC golf shoes and see it. Donald Trump spends day. No, we're not saying that one yet. Let's see. Rumors swirling around him being there. Did Donald Trump get arrested? This is from the Mary Seuss. You know it's legit. This was the headline that popped up in Google. Did Donald Trump get arrested? So I went to it because that seems like a spicy one. And oh, look. Now it says everyone just really wants to believe that Donald Trump got arrested.
Finally, someone's admitting it. This is just wish fulfillment.
Well, they changed the headline because at one point it was, "Did Donald Trump get arrested?" And then they changed it to, "Oh, some crazy people seem to think that Donald Trump got arrested."
Was it you?
Right. And
you obsessed weirdos?
Now, as spicy and compelling as this has been so far, the saga of Donald Trump wearing different attire than you expected to see him wearing, more recently, Trump spotted at his Virginia golf course after video of him on a flight to D.C. area sparked a firestorm of speculation. He was golfing, guys. Calm the fuck down. Holy shit. Like, he is a drug to these people. Like, you just went all in. Hook, line, and sinker. He's wearing clothes. He's getting arrested. Yeah. This is it, you guys. Like, you would think, like, QAnon people, like, it's the same as the QAnon people. How many times do you have to be flagrantly wrong before you're like, I might be wrong. I might just be wrong, and this isn't a shifting now onto something else? Maybe Donald Trump isn't the savior who's playing 4D chess, and maybe he's not this evil golf shoe wearing guy getting arrested for things that we've still seen no evidence of. Maybe he's just a dude, a schmuck who's playing you as the other side plays you as well, and maybe he was fucking golfing. That is possible. I'm not saying it's the most likely possibility when somebody goes out to a golf course wearing golf attire, just throwing it out there as a hypothetical.
Yeah, they really they're keeping the Trump derangement syndrome going, and it even infected me a little bit during the 2016 to 2020 years. You know, I was high on that anti-authoritarian kick, and I was like, well, who's in charge now? It's Trump, so I'm going to be as anti-Trump as he can be. Yeah, and it's like when you see how deranged it truly is, you're like, okay, yeah, this is a good ploy. I see how this is working. If that's what they're doing, it's like look at this.
Makes
look
you
at
want to
this.
vote for Trump.
Don't look at those libertarians who are suddenly like, you know, their ideas are infecting the culture and the counterculture and podcast world, and suddenly millions are listening to people on Joe Rogan who are talking about like how all these people should be in prison and have, you know, supported war crimes and things. It's like look at him, look at the shoes, look at the man.
It's almost what you would do if you wanted to swing the pendulum back the other way and convince a bunch of libertarians to vote for Trump.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yep.
Because it's getting fucking ridiculous. Like, the amount of flagrant lies.
Yeah.
Like, it's not lying for the sake of convincing you. This is my theory. It's not lying for the sake of convincing you to believe the lie. It's the lie that enrages you to the point that you'll do something irrational.
Yeah.
And whatever it is,
I think this is why it signaled to me that the whole takeover with the party was on the right track, because that's when suddenly these hit pieces and the things start coming. It's like
suddenly we mattered.
Like it's like, okay, yeah, we're the thing they're really scared of.
Suddenly they realized we're all Nazis. Huh.
Yeah. Imagine if even
little did they know we've always been Nazis. Where you guys been?
What else you got? No. It's like, because think about it. If even a fraction, even a tenth or a fifth of Trump voters were to swing our way, because they figure out that if we had 10, 20 million strong, either voting our way or at least just thinking the way we think about things. Mm-hmm. And maybe we already do, and they're just untapped, resources. But like, I mean, God, this country changes overnight. I mean, you get a sizable chunk, even if it's still a minority, and if they all are believing and preaching the stuff we talk about and conspiracy minded and waking up, like you know,
you only need enough. You don't need enough to be. You don't need to get enough people to win a libertarian presidential election. You just need enough people to scream that much louder at the rest of the people, and boost the signal. That's what we need. So, yeah,
that's it. And this is why I think it's cool that we're like what we're doing right now, right? Our counter propaganda, our entertainment aspect, and all these things we're trying to do, because it's like it's like we've always said, like we've had that power. It's a mind war. It's a war for the mind. Once enough people understand what's going on and change it, like, for all my jokes about revolutions and bloody stuff and monster slaying, it's like we may not need to fire, well, maybe a few shots, but not as many shots as you think.
Just for fun.
Just to celebrate in the air. Because
just like the Irish did when the Queen died.
Right, exactly. Yeah, like we don't have to put Lizzie in the box to, metaphorically put a Lizzie in the box, because it's like once we all wake up and we can passively resist this, a lot of this goes away. We can just peacefully secede. We can peacefully just stop, paying into their systems. A lot of this gets shut down pretty quick if we all wake up. So the war for the mind is on, and it's actually more important than any physical conflict. I think, if anything, that's maybe what they do want to bait us into. Maybe they like we see, but they want the physical conflicts to give them the excuse that they could then use to pounce or do their thing. And whereas we're really just, it's a war of words and minds.
Yeah.
That's why I'm writing. I figure, look, maybe I'd be helpful in a fight in some way, but I think my words and the things I talk about.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
Exactly.
That's what you'll say on the front lines. I got you guys.
And exactly. And in the case of my books, apparently the penis is mightier than the sword, because
I mean, we already knew that.
I work as many dick jokes into my awakening humor. So.
Yes. Today's episode is sponsored by Astero's Cybersecurity Services. These days, organizations of all sizes are targets for cyber criminals, disgruntled employees, or even nation-state attackers. Astero's performs cybersecurity services, providing expert guidance to help organizations defend against threats and protect their data. Astero specializes in penetration testing, where they perform ethical hacking on networks, web apps, or organizations as a whole, to simulate what an attacker would do and plug the discovered holes before anyone malicious finds and exploits them. Asteros also specializes in vulnerability management, security awareness training, phishing simulations, cloud security audits, compliance readiness assessments, and much more. As technology expands, it becomes easier and easier to run a business, but if your security is not growing along with your company, then you're going to run into problems. If you don't personally have a company of your own, definitely pass this information along to someone who does, because for a limited time, Asteros is offering companies an attack surface audit completely free. Let Asteros discover potential entry points to your network and how susceptible your company or organization is to cyber attacks. To learn more and to take advantage of this essential offer, just go to asteros.com/free. That's Asteros, ASTEROS.com/free. But yeah, it's a good place to wrap. Just remember out there, like, these guys are kind of stupid, and they're all a bunch of inbred assholes. Their family tree is a totem pole, and they all look like that for a reason. At some point, the thing breaks down, and they only have the power that you allow them to have. So that's just figure out the next tiny little step that you can take to absolve them of some of their responsibilities. Jack Casey, where can people find out about you, your book, and everything that you got going on, sir?
Oh, the usual, jackcaseybooks.com. Find my books on Amazon. Just keep going, y'all. You're doing great. I'm just gonna do a little inspirational sentence or two here. Just, you're doing good. Keep being based and weird and offensive. Don't give up.
Give some Jack Casey fortune cookies.
Yeah, listen, libertarians, I see some of you getting squeamish and bitching out. Stop that. Stop it. Back up our base brothers. Back us up. We're in this now. Okay? We don't have time to second guess ourselves. We're fucking in this. We got to see it through. We got 2 years to, I just had to say that. It was on my mind. But yes, find my books and read my books and become more weird, more raw, more offensive. I'm just going to keep stealing your line.
That's fine. Go for it.
It's just full plagiarism now.
Yes. And guys, I keep forgetting to bring this up, but it needs to be said. Just spoiler alert, because that's what conspiracy theories are. Spoiler alert. Climate's next. Keep watching.
Mhm.
I promise you it's coming. And they're going to use the exact same rules and the exact same playbook. They're already working on it, and people are already going along with it. So just keep that in the back of your mind as you go about your day and see the things that they're pushing. Just a fun little Snapple fact that's coming. Be on the lookout. And be on the lookout for Jack Casey's book, WVW 3, in which he detransitions his main character. Until next time, guys. Jack, thanks for being here. And thank you all for hanging out with us and being awesome. And thank you, first and foremost, I will say last, first and foremost, thank you for your money, because it's nice. Goodbye, everyone.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe on your way out and help us change the world one uncomfortable conversation at a time. And if you like what you hear and you want to hear more, go join the Downers Club at patreon.com/thesystemsdown for bonus episodes of the show every single week. Until next time, please continue to question everything, stay uncomfortable, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks.
This has been a Goulash Media production. GoulashMedia.net.
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.